Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel, and yet again here we are. It is transfer update time. Right through this transfer window we have been all over every transfer in and out of the Championship. We're going to look at the player, we're going to look at the impact on the selling club and the buying club, and try and get an idea whether it's a good deal or not. Today we will be looking at the dearly departed as well. Still looking at the clubs that have just gone out of the Premier League. So some action at Fulham, Leeds. We'll do that at the end of the video. This is episode 14 in the series, and I think we've got 11 to get through. So I won't stand on ceremony, and this should be a fun one. As ever, we only talk about done deals that have been confirmed. I need to see the player holding the shirt up, and all fees, I quote, come from Transfermarkt. Just so we have one source. If you believe you know the fee to be a more accurate number, then let me know in the comments, but please quote your source. Rob Dickie in to QPR. Now, Dickie was a centre-half at Oxford, and he was kind of the poster boy for the metrics and progressive passing under Carl Robinson for, Mr. Footballing centre-half in League One. I think he was linked with Norwich earlier in the window. Big bloke, but good on the ball as well. Oxford I saw a couple of times, like to play inside through a playmaker and then outside to the wing, starting with the centre-half. So, looks like a good match for QPR, who are obviously managed by Mark Warburton. Undisclosed fee, we think. If anyone's got any ideas on what that is. That's what QPR used at centre-half last season in the main. Grant Hall has obviously gone to Borough. Tony Leisner has been released. But now if you look on the books there, Larbey, Masterson and Dickie, he's definitely building it now, using the Eze money, obviously, to fit the Warburton blueprint of playing. I like this signing. It's a thumbs up for the player who gets to play in the Championship under a manager that's a good fit for him. Thumbs up, I would think, for QPR. And for Oxford, it just depends what the fee is. You would hope they would have got their money's worth. Obviously, it could be a thumbs up all round if it's a fee that's desirable for Oxford to receive and for QPR to pay. We don't know because it is undisclosed, but they're having to retool, aren't they? Because Baptiste, Fosu, now Dickie, all gone out of Oxford in recent times, first team players there. So that looks like an interesting one there. Here he is, Glenn Murray, aged 36, a Championship bagsman goal machine, let's just say. Look at that, 111 goals for Brighton, 47 for Crystal Palace. He's come into Watford. Now, I get very excited about signings like this because I like classic players with a bit of Championship legacy. Obviously, he's 36, so whether he's used a bit like Charlie Austin was at West Brom last season, we might find out. The elephant in the room at Watford is Troy Deeney, who is the star striker. Do they manage to keep him and have Glenn Murray as a backup? I don't know. The context of this signing will truly be known when the transfer window closes. But it's the first one under Vladimir Ivic. It's lovely to see Glenn Murray back, just purely from a stats point of view, because what a career that is. Look at that. 215 goals there. And just look at the Championship level ones. Okay, yes, I know the caveat is he's now 36, but just fun to have a guy back. Look, 36 there. Add another 8 is 44. Add another 23 is 69 Championship goals. And indeed, if you can see along there, the last and indeed the only player to score 30 goals in the second tier under the name the Championship. I know people kind of say that's an arbitrary time to start, and we had people do it in the past. Did Lee Hughes do it? I'm sure Kevin Phillips must have done it in the late 90s. But you can see there Timu Pukki getting close with 29, but Glenn Murray there, 30 goals. Good to have him back. Be interested to see how he's used. I guess it's a good deal all round, depending on salaries, because it is a loan for the season. But yes, good fun. And here is Adam Clayton. Aitor Karanka definitely getting the band back together now. Friend and Clayton in now from his promoted Middlesbrough team. Free transfer, 31 years old. That looks decent business if he can still do a job there. Clayton left the Riverside. I've made 241 appearances, 34 in the Premier League. Spent time at Leeds, 50 appearances there, and Huddersfield as well. Very consistent player. Obviously, not in the plans for Neil Warnock. 2-year deal there. I like that one. It makes some sense for Karanka. And they're definitely shopping in a certain market. We've said Spain and, players that he knows before. So you've now got Clayton joining Spanish keeper Prieto, a Spanish winger, Sanchez, a Spanish midfielder, John Terral, joining his old teammate George Friend, and then at the top there, Jonathan Lecco, who might be the exciting one at 21. We think about £1 million has been dropped on him. So Clayton Luke, championship experience, free transfer. I suspect that suits all parties if Warnock didn't want him up at Borough or if Clayton wanted away. I suspect he will play a lot of minutes as a defensive midfielder in a 4-2-3-1 for Birmingham under Mr. Karanka, as he'll no doubt make Birmingham hard to beat. Definitely shaping his team, though. You'd expect most of those players to be involved quite a lot. Luton, double signing at Luton, who obviously finished the season with that great run to avoid relegation under Nathan Jones. They have bought in James Bree, who was already there as a fullback on loan last season, and Tom Lockyer, who played a lot of games for Charlton at centre-half, who is a Welsh international. I think James Bree, it's undisclosed, both are undisclosed, our favourite here, so we don't know the fees. This James Bree comes under the bracket of no-brainer, doesn't it? He was there last season. You can see 34 starts and 5 subs. Played a lot of minutes for Luton last season. Bit of Dennis Irwin going on there because he can play either side at fullback, primarily a right back. Came through at Barnsley, then had that big transfer when he and Hurahan went off to Aston Villa. Didn't work out for him at Villa. I think El Mohammadi ended up sort of taking his place right back there under Steve Bruce. Fact check me in the comments on that one. I think I'm right. But now just refinding his position in the pyramid. Came on loan to my team Ipswich and looked pretty good, I have to say. Versatile, solid, only 22, depending on the fee. Not going to play for Villa. Good deal all round. That one goes under no-brainer there. Like that one a lot. There's Tom Lockyer's numbers, and very consistent. 43 starts in the Championship last year. I suppose the elephant in the room is that Charlton did get relegated, but 25 Welsh international there. I don't know if that's undisclosed or if that's... I think that might be a free as well. I think they've exploited a clause there. Let me know in the comments if you know more about that than I do. But that looks decent to me. If you look at the players used by Luton last season at centre-half, obviously Carter Vickers was in on loan. I suspect he's one of these players like, Luke Garbutt or Kieran Dowell. I know I'm naming a couple of Everton players there, who have got a nice Premier League contract, and Izzy Brown don't want to come out of it, so probably are going to be expensive. Martin Craney, very versatile, but not really a main starter there. So centre-halves was mainly Pearson and Bradley, and I've got to get this the right way round because one of them didn't finish the season. I think it was Pearson, wasn't it? Luton fans, correct me in the comments. That Carter Vickers actually finished the season there. So it looks like there's 3 players there, Pearson, Bradley now, and Lockyer vying for the two centre-halves positions there with Potts and Bree as the fullback. So looks like Nathan Jones getting it sorted there with his back 5 with Sluga, hopefully now got those errors out of the way. So they look like good deals. Let's see who gets the minutes there at centre-half. Being the Pearson-Bradley partnership did get split up towards the end of the season. A couple of players out. That's Mehmet Diouf in Turkish going to Hayterspor, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cameron Primm has gone on loan from Bristol City to Pompey. I think they had Birmingham Seddon, didn't they, on loan in that position last season. So a couple out there. And this morning, don't know much about this, but this flashed up as I was writing my notes here. 9:39, Josh Ginley out from Preston on loan to Hearts. A few dearly departed then. Some people ask me why I missed these ones out. It's difficult for me doing this. We still get some people who maybe are new to the channel who don't quite understand the dearly departed thing we're doing. On this channel here, I do the Championship, but obviously, please forgive me. I spent the whole year building up friendships with fans from teams, Charlton, who were relegated, Wigan, who were relegated, Hull, Leeds, Fulham and West Brom promoted. And then all of a sudden those teams go. So I don't immediately just stop covering those teams. We do some dearly departed shows, particularly for the promoted teams. It would be silly of me to build up that audience and then just ditch it. So we do still deal with these clubs. And this is Robin Koch. I'm told that is how it is pronounced. It'll take me a while to get over that, but I'll grow up in the end. A German international centre-half, 24 years old, played in the last friendly against Argentina. Now, the interesting quote here from Koch is, I've known about the interest for 6 months. My agent told me Leeds were interested. I've had enough time to think about it, speak with Victor Orta. So what that tells us is this is not Leeds not able to get Ben White and then put in their interests elsewhere. This was all planned out. Look, maybe it was a plan B if they couldn't get Ben White, but this is 6 months in the making by the sounds of it, with the interest sort of registered with the agent, etc. So in he comes. I think 11.7 million pounds, which I think is 14 million euros. And there you can see it, because Ben White has now signed a long deal there till 2024. If he's not going to get to Leeds, at least he's going to get paid, Ben White. Pay rise, no doubt there, and very well deserved, really. So that is that saga over. And Koch there, you can see, very similar to Ben White, actually stepped into midfield on, 12 occasions last season. So looks a perfect Bielsa fit, doesn't he? Good age, German international. Can't say fairer than that. I'm sure Freiburg will be disappointed to lose him in terms of buying club, selling club player. But here he comes to the Premier League and the wonderful world of Marcelo Bielsa. Harrison Reed has joined Fulham permanently. That goes into the category of no-brainer. He'd been on loan there last season. I'm pleased for Harrison Reed. Always pleased when these players are at Premier League clubs and they're not quite wanted. He was at Southampton, came to Norwich on loan, ended up playing left wing back at the end of the season. Then he did a season at Blackburn on loan, into Fulham this time. Really impressed with him last season, purely because he's there with Scott Parker, and they've got Tom Kearney and Harry Arter in those positions. Maybe Josh Onoma a bit further forward, and battled his way. And by the end of the season, everyone is not talking about Tom Kearney and Mitrovic and Ivan Cavaliero. They're saying, look at this ginger guy in the centre of midfield, bossing it. So well done to Harrison Reed. £8.1 million, I think. And well done to Tony Khan and Scott Parker, really, because if you look at the recruitment from last season, I suppose they're probably not going to take Arter, but all the loan deals with options to buy have seemingly worked out well, with Cavaliero and Knockout signing full-time and Reed now the same. It's always good to see from a club recruitment point of view that these deals that start as loans convert and were actually good deals, and the players become part of the fabric of the team. Reed, you can see there, impressive stats, and built his way into the team, like I say, up against Arter, and Kenny maybe moved a bit further forward in those central midfield positions there for Fulham. 24 starts, 28 appearances in total there. We'll see how he is used, but hey, I don't know the state of play in the Premier League, but do you drop £8 million on on a player and then not start them. Maybe he's earned that right there. And speaking of loan deals with an intent to buy, this is Mario Lamina, who has also joined in exactly the same way there. It's a loan with an option to buy, a season-long loan there. He wasn't playing for Southampton last season. He was on loan there. You can see Galatasaray in the central midfield area. So I'm interested as to why they've signed two players in the same sort of spot, whether this is going to be a sort of 4-2-3-1 and both of them feature, or it's just squad depth. But seemingly wanting to address that position, Scott Parker, where he himself plays. So that would be the dearly departed clubs there featured at the end of this show. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As ever, I invite your comments. I invite you to interact and support the channel. Let me know what you think of any of these signings. Good, bad, indifferent, buying club, selling club player. What are your views? If, as I said at the top of the video, you think you know different to transfer marked on the transfer fees, then please explain in polite terms. You don't have to be rude on social media. I don't know why people are. And quote your source. That's not me being a prick about that. It's just there's absolutely no point you saying this player is this fee and then not giving me a source, because that's no good to me and the viewers here on the channel. So get involved, comment, subscribe. Where are we on subscribers? 11,796. Get us towards 12,000 subscribers. Here you can join our fantasy league there, T5QBR0. And if you want to listen to this stuff on the go, at the gym, in the car, at work, if you're allowed to, while you're doing the washing up, while you're walking the dogs, you can do it on a podcast there. Just type Benjamin Bloom Football Show into Acast, YouTube, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever. If you're still watching and you still like what I do, you can support financially. Shop front. I am an Amazon influencer. Amazon.co.uk/shop/ the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Just go and buy any of those products there on any of my lists, and I get a little bit of a kickback. If you don't want to pay me directly, that's a nice way to do it. You can subscribe via Patreon. I don't have a job. I'm really trying to make a go of this channel here on YouTube. So for $3 a month, you can basically donate to help out a fellow football fan. Hopefully make their ambition of doing a football channel as a viable part-time or full-time pursuit. Hopefully you can see that for your donation, I'm putting the hours in. Multiple videos per day now. Watch-alongs, live streams, Q&As, everything on the channel. I will work hard for your money if you donate. So thank you to all the people who've done that for $5 per month. Sorry, I need to move my hand because it's behind the slide. There you go. $5 per month. You will get a little bit of extra bonus content. But pretty much weekly, I do either a Patreon-only Q&A or a Patreon-only vlog just for those extra $2 a month. The price of a round at Starbucks or in the pub. Do people still go to pubs post-COVID? If you run a small business or you want to reach out a little bit further, we have fan sponsorship where you can sponsor a series. You could sponsor transfer videos. Maybe wait until the window reopens and you can do that for the month. Or you can have your logo up on the screen where my badge is up there, my BBFC. And you can sponsor there if you run a business. Right, enough of the plugs. That was Championship transfer update with a couple of dearly departed ones here. God, I look wired today. Don't know, I've had too much coffee this morning. Get your comments in. As always, I say this channel is like a think tank. I'm not a genius. I'm not a savant. I sit here, I make the videos. I read your comments. I promise. Even if I don't reply, it's impossible to reply to all of them. I do read them. And if your comment is smart and knowledgeable, I try and absorb it. So let's try and, again, I'm always campaigning about this, use these comments to educate and improve the level of content I can bring on this channel. So if you support a team, use your comments to educate, not win a debate or zing or take down someone. Anyway, I'm off on that blooming hill to die on again, aren't I? Right, thank you everybody for watching. Second video of the day. Already done the football update earlier. Loads of stuff on the channel. Get involved, and if you haven't subscribed, why not? Do it. Thank you for watching. Over and out.